So I'm hoping that the quality of this stream isn't too bad. This is my first time streaming on YouTube. I've done it a couple times on Twitch from OBS thus far. Anyway, I wanted to give it a try with YouTube, so it might be a little rough on this first time, but anyway, let's see how it goes. I'm hoping that it goes well. Seems like it's broadcasting fine. So it's not letting me change some of the settings whilst it's going, but I don't think I need to change anything right now. Anyway, let's do some gameplay, see how it works. I'm up here at Kakariko Village, playing Breath of the Wild. Same, now, what's this window? One of the stream has an invalid configuration. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway. If this works out well, it works out well, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So, I have, I think I have, well, I've got the temporary hearts, but as far as my permanent hearts, I think I have just under the required amount to pull the sword, the Master Sword, without dying. Because if you don't have enough hearts, then, you know, I think Link just dies if he doesn't have enough hearts to pull the sword. Anyway, I've never seen that animation, and when I tried it on my first playthrough, it was 13 hearts that I had, I think. And it was down to like just, what, a quarter of a heart left or something when the sword came out of the pedestal. But I think that I read or heard or something, or saw that like even if you have more than the minimum required amount of hearts to pull the sword, that the rate that his hearts decrease just goes faster, so that you end up being at like a quarter of a heart by the time he gets the sword out of the pedestal. Anyway, another thing I was curious about was whether or not temporary hearts count. So like, say, could somebody, you know, get a heart potion or cook like a hearty meal or something and be able to pull the sword out early on before they're able to. I get the feeling that that's not the case, because I think that's the sort of thing people would do like right off the bat if they could. It's just, you know, cook something that would get their hearts up enough to the point where they can just pull the sword out of the pedestal right away. Anyway, let's see, I'm hoping the video resolution, the audio, all that sounds good. I set the resolution pretty low to make sure that it would stream well. My internet really isn't the best, but I'm hoping that it still looks good enough, sounds good, and then, like, I don't think it doesn't really let me change the resolution whilst the stream's going, and it's showing that it's got an excellent connection right now, which is good. And it looks kind of fuzzy when I look at the playback here. So if it works out good, then I might try slowly bumping up the resolution, like, time by time, so that, or until I get to a point where it's about fairly reliable, it still looks good. I don't think I have the upload speed necessary to reliably stream at full HD. When I ran it through the configuration wizard, it was like considerably less than full HD that it was recommending. So anyway, I'm on my way to the woods to go find the Master Sword. Um, it's always kind of a cool thing, is actually pulling the sword. And then whilst I'm there, I also want to get some more like inventory slots for my weapons, shields, and bows, because I've been running into it, like the problem a lot, where I don't have enough space for like a new weapon or something that I find. And like even on my old playthrough where I had considerably more slots because I've been playing for a while, I still ran into that problem, but you know, I like having more space. I've been playing this playthrough for a while, so I'm to the point where the drops, the weapon availability is getting better. There are weapons with modifiers like extra durability, attack power up, stuff like that. So I'm coming across better weapons, and I'd like to be able to keep more of them. But at the same time, I'm also getting better at combat in some of these areas. So like with Lynels, for example, I used to go through multiple weapons in a Lynel fight because like I wasn't all that experienced at fighting them. And so, I mean, they usually have a lot of HP, so it would take plenty of strikes to get through all of that. But since I've been fighting them the way I fight them now, I don't really have that problem so much, because the like when you climb on their back to hit them, the Lynels, it doesn't count against the weapon durability, so you can like switch to your most powerful weapon even if it's not very durable, and cause massive damage without costing you any weapon durability. So it definitely helps with not running through your weapon so much. At the same time, I end up with a bunch of cool weapons that I don't want to lose, and then of course the Lynel drops, Lynel usually drops some pretty good weapons. So then after that, it's kind of a decision as far as what's worth keeping and what to discard. Let's see. I think there might be a memory over around this lake, but I don't remember for sure. I might take a quick ride around this lake to see if there's a memory. I think this looks about the right area. And I'm not really looking in depth. If it happens to pop up, pretty obvious, then cool. If not, no worries. And what do you know? There is the spot for the memory. Let me just move my horsey here. And I usually like to get a good picture of it. So the album shows the spot as being this one. The little bit of a hill and the ruined building in the background. And that about works. So, time to watch a memory. I like the cinematics of this game. I like the storytelling of this game. I like the wide open map of this game.
From here, we'll make our way to Goron City.
You're a long way away from
Then,
Goron
we'll
City.
need some adjustments on that divine beast so Daruk can manage it as easily as possible.
Why aren't you on
He's
horseback?
figured out how to get it to move. However, it's apparent that we still have much more to learn. But to think, that divine beast was actually built by people. That means we should be able to understand how it works and how to use it to our advantage. These divine beasts, so much we don't know. But if we want to turn back Calamity Ganon, they're our best hope.
Why are you walking on foot this far away from Goron City?
Tell me the truth. How proficient are you right now wielding that sword on your back? Legend says that an ancient voice resonates inside it. Can you hear it yet, hero?
You know, having played Age of Calamity, and which is set 100 years ago, you know, before Link ended up in the Shrine of Resurrection. Anyway, having played that game, Link's a lot more proficient with the sword, with weapons in general in that game. So it's like, if he can beat Ganon in the way, or like the way he is now, you know, he was more proficient with the sword, it seemed, in Age of Calamity. Because, like, you know, whereas, like, you know, shooting the bow in this game, it's like one shot at a time. You know, you have some bows that shoot multiple arrows at a time, but it's still like one shot at a time. And you look at like Age of Calamity, and he uses the bow and arrow like a machine gun. So, oh boy. Give me free food.
Ah.
You probably should. Give me that. And I'll probably be getting rid of at least one of these clubs as I get closer to the forest. What is that? That was another tooth. So this probably won't be a long stream as I have work in the morning, like early in the morning. But again, I wanted to test to see like if it works, you know, streaming on YouTube here, like as far as how I have it set up. And then I also want to like see where to go as far as adjustment. It's still showing excellent connection, which is good. If it's able to easily handle this resolution, I think I'll step it up for the next stream, and when I stream again on YouTube. I don't have a particular schedule set up. I've just been kind of like streaming or making videos like as I feel like it and have the time to do so. I've been thinking about starting a gaming channel for quite some time now, so I'm pretty stoked to actually have done it. And also, I'm not taking like the quickest, most direct path to get to the forest. I'm like playing for fun here. I have beat the game once, and I continue to really like Breath of the Wild. Let's see, can I make it through up here? I've learned a lot since my first playthrough, so like, you know, the combat system, different shrine quests, stuff like that. There's a bunch that I've figured out how to do from my first playthrough. Oh, this is I don't think I can make it through here. I'll probably have to go through there. Wish. should work, provided there's not an impassable obstacle. I do see that there are thorns. No matter. Can I jump these? I guess I'll just have to... Oh, you think you're so tough. You got bows and arrows. I've got a golden bow. Nazi, get it out of the fire. Why would you just sit there in the fire? You realize I have fire arrows too. I also have golden arrows. Yeah, I can fire as many times as I need to. Ba-ding. 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 Congratulations. Ba-ding. And one more time should do you. Where do you get all these arrows, huh? There's one where did the regular arrow come from? Y'all have been sending like all these fire arrows after me. Soldier's bow. Soldier's bow. Soldier's bow. You've been firing all these fire arrows at me. Where are the fire arrows? You should have dropped some. That's pretty lame. Sit there and set my horse on fire and then not even drop any fire arrows. That's pretty lame, guys. Guess I just have to blow up all your spikes. I don't particularly want my horsey to die. I realize that you can bring them back with the, there's the Shrine of the Horse God, but I still don't particularly want to have to do that. Let's see. Oh, horsey, where did you go? Give me the things that I'm going to sell. Bet. Where did my horsey go? Horsey. Where did you go, horsey? Where did my horse go? I see a rock. You didn't go off the edge, did you? Oh, there you are. We might have some trouble getting up this edge there. I mean, I've seen horses do some pretty interesting things, but sometimes... Let's see. Come on. Let's see. Oh. Horsey. Horsey, how are you gonna get off? Will you be able to swim? If we can make it safely down the water. So I did not expect this obstacle. But it's cool. My horse is safe. For now. Come, horses. Oh. It is a korok flower. Where did the korok flower go? Oh. It's one of those types of things. Oh, korok flower. Oh, that's an inconvenient place.
Yep.
I'm gonna get some stuff here. That's pretty cool. I wonder what the title of this, like what it's coming across as. I did find you. Give me the free stuff. So, like I said, it's probably not going to be a very long stream, so I don't think... Like, by the way it's looking, I'm probably not going to actually make it to the forest in this episode. Just as well, I guess. There's no one here in the stream right now by the looks of it. And, again, I wanted to kind of, like, get the settings more optimized. I want the stream to look good, of course. But I have learned some about setting up the stream. Where did that flower go? Oh, it's back down there. That is so lame. Oh my gosh. Well then. So I guess we're going to do things a little differently then. Try and conserve energy. And I have stamina restoring like foods and stuff like that, so that's not the issue. But it would be nice to not have to use them. That's one thing. I don't have the whole climbing set. I'm missing the pants right now, I think. Oh, I'm gonna have to use that extra stamina. I've got multiple things. Energizing fish. How much? I would have been very annoyed if I had accidentally hit the B button too many times and just like fallen there right after eating my stamina restoring food. That would have annoyed me more than a little bit. Oh, there it is. I think I'm gonna have to eat a little bit more stamina increasing food. Dude, why? It's food I could use for something else. Oh well. Easy enough to cook more stuff. That's another thing I've been getting better at in this game is cooking meals, which is great because you can get lots of cool effects from them. I mean, of course, like you learn in the plateau, you can make a meal for like surviving the cold. When you go to Gerudo Desert, you probably learn to make a meal to like resist the heat. Either that, or you just lost hearts until you had the right like armor to deal with it. But I've also learned like characteristics of like, so there are different stats pertaining to cooking that aren't really shown. So for example, I remember seeing a video from Croton recently, and he was talking about like how getting there. He was talking about how like different ingredients are assigned a point value, and like depending on how many points you have totaled up when you like add your multiple ingredients, that affects the strength of the status effect. So for example, throwing 5 iron shrooms in a pot will give you, like in a pot to cook, will give you a defense boost, like a triple defense boost. Did my controller seriously just die? I think it did. Lovely. Excuse me a moment while I grab my Joy-Cons. More than one way to play a game. And, so here you. So my blue Joy-Con, I think it has some drift now, because like sometimes when I'm just standing still, I'll notice Link running to the right, which I think is a problem that these Joy-Cons have after a while. Anyway, my sister got me a different controller, and like a controller and case combo, and I've really been liking that controller. It plays pretty well, and it doesn't have the drift. I don't know if it'll have the drift like in the future. Can I get up over there? I'm trying to see if I can make it out with my horse, because if I can't, then I can just go to the stable and then have them get my horse back there, which might end up being what happens, because this is kind of steep. Although I have taken my horse over some pretty steep stuff in the past. Let's try careful maneuvering. I don't think my horse is gonna like it. It might just be. You know what? I think I'm just gonna have the boys at the stable do it. So perhaps, because I'll probably be signing off here pretty soon, perhaps for this episode I might just focus on just getting to the woods where I need to go. Let's see, there's a torch around the area, so for those of you who have never been through the woods to get to the Master Sword, there's like a fog in there, and so you end up using a torch, and the way, what was it, the way the wind blows or something like that. Anyway, it's kind of like not really a maze, but like it's the sort of situation where you have to pick the right path, or if you don't, then you get lost and it takes you back to the entrance. I think there's a there is a stable over that way. It's kind of a ways away. I guess I'll just go to that one. I'll be able to watch this stream after I get done with it to see how it looks and then like adjust my resolution as necessary. I hope the audio sounds good too. I noticed in my Twitch stream and a couple of videos that I made recently that it does sound kind of staticky, which I think has to do with the microphone on my headset not being the best.
Hey! Ah.
So I don't know if I like this headset and it seems to work well, so I'm thinking of investing in like a USB microphone or something.
Oh.
This guy.
Ah?
This guy. The absolute audacity. One moment. So anyway, let me talk to the person at the counter here.
Yeah.
I want to take Noella out.
Oh?
I don't know how they intend to go get Noella.
Oh? Oh?
Are they particularly skilled horsemen, or do they have like a winch or something that they haul the horse up from the depths of the, you know, the hill, or like the bottom of the hill or something? I don't know. What I do know is that that's an effective way to get my horse back. So normally I like to spend time like, you know, stopping when I see like an obvious bandit on the side of the road, or like, you know, Yiga assassin, because I like to pick some fights every now and then. But I'm trying to make better time than I have been doing thus far in making it to the forest. And technically I could just like walk closer, because that's definitely a possibility. I could just walk to the stable nearby and just have them bring my horse there. That's definitely a possibility. But I don't particularly feel like doing that. I kind of like seeing the scenery as I travel through on horseback. And anyway, I find that fun, so I don't use fast travel all that often. Like, I use it occasionally. I use it when I want to, like, get to an area and I don't want to just, like, spend a long time making my way there. there's something kind of fun about, like, taking a long way there. And, like, some of the games that I used to play when I was a kid, like Paper Mario, for example, some of those ones didn't have fast travel, so if you wanted to get from one end of the map to the other one, you had to go there manually every time. You know, side quests, regardless, you had to go there manually every time. I mean, sometimes there were shortcuts that you could take, but it wasn't fast travel. It was like, you know, in Paper Mario, you could go down into the sewers, and there were pipes that would lead to different locations that you've been before. Anyway, so I think I'm going to try and make it to the forest and just call it a night from there. And who might y'all be? You do indeed have rice.
Oh!
Sometimes I see these people like walking by and they've got like their pack mule loaded up with stuff, and it's like from a distance the pack mule looks kind of like a Goron because it's like bigger and rounder. In the Akala region, there's the like a Gerudo and a Goron kind of travel together. I forget their names, but they kind of they're in the area. Let's see. So there's this stable. This is the one where they're the three brothers who want to see Leviathan skeletons. There's Death Mountain. I think the Goron Divine Beast is probably my least favorite. What are you freaking out about now? What's it gonna do? This guy. I'm getting better at doing the parry, or well, I guess it is parrying, and I don't get it every time, but I'm getting better at it. Come on, show me what you got. That's better. Yeah, you just thought you were gonna throw a rock at me? I think not. Give me some. So I don't really buy Monster Extract because I end up rescuing her often enough that that's how I get my Monster Extract. And I've had a few times where I've gotten it mixed up. Let's see, is it? So it's not really lightning things right now. I've had it a few times where, so like, one of the recipes in this game is monster cake, and it requires Monster Extract. Oh, and I've had it, I think, at least a couple of times where I got it, like, Monster Extract, and I was thinking, oh, monster parts. And so I ended up cooking monster parts with, like, food ingredients, and ended up with dubious food. Anyway, Monster Extract is not monster, like, it's not the same as monster parts. And if you get them mixed up, as I found, you'll get dubious food. So it continues to say excellent connection here as I'm looking at like the YouTube studio page. Let me look here. So looking on my OBS page, it looks like it also reads like nice and good, nice and clear. Shrine nearby. I think, is it over there? Somewhere in this area, I think, is it's an old temple, and and there are like a whole bunch of like the stationary guardians. I'm really not taking the short route here. This, I think, is an area to watch out for because there are alignments. And I've gotten a lot better at taking out Lionels, but it still takes, you know, a little while to take out. I'm really not, you know, not making amazing time. Oh look, a Lionel. I think I'll come for you later. What are you doing? So I think down that way is a Lionel. That's the swamp where it's dark there all the time. Oh, so that's the path you're supposed to take. My first time doing that, so it's like a dark black fog, and it's hard to see in there. My first time going through there, I went into it from, like, gliding to it from another angle. And so, like, I'd get in, and then, like, because I couldn't see, I'd end up, like, walking out. And so it took me a few times to actually get in there. So, I'm thinking I'll probably be running into another Lionel as I continue along this route. But no biggie, it's just a Lionel. First time I came across a Lionel, it was like, it was a big deal, because, I mean, I like to check, like, potential enemies, and, like, make, you know, see that I can fight them. And, like, the Lionel was one of the enemies I ran across this game where, like, I couldn't just fight it the first time. It was, like, too keen to take me out, too powerful, stuff like that. Anyway, I eventually got better, and now even the silver Lionels, I've never fought a gold one, but even the silver Lionels are really a big issue for me as far as taking them out. Jeez, this really is the long way around. I've been getting better, like I said, with practicing my parries. I'm still by no means an expert. Jeez. Need to make my way up there. I wonder if I can get up from there. I also don't want to set my horse on fire, because that would, you know, not be ideal. Come on, Hossy. Make your way up this big, slick hill. I know it looks terribly slick, but it's not actually as slick as it looks. Unless you believe it's slick. Oh, come on. It's not actually as slick. Come on, Hossy. I can run right up this. Perhaps I'll just leave my horsey there for right now. You know, he's probably safe. She's probably safe. You know what? I like the adventure of like finding my way to something. So I think perhaps I'll just call it around here for the night, and then I can take another stab at making my way to the Hyrule Forest tomorrow or something, some other time. I can't guarantee I'll be back on tomorrow, but I do want to get this dragon. Ooh, flame on. Where are you going, my lovely dragon? Ow. Rude. Sit here, trying to have a look at the dragon. And you're ruining it. Give me stuff to make it worth my while. Man, the absolute audacity. At least I got a bow upgrade out of it. And Dinral's skill. I just parried you. The second one didn't work out so well. Oh, come on. I parry you. Parry this, you filthy casual. Imagine parrying a bat. It'd be a weird circumstance in real life. Anyway, got me a dragon scale and an upgraded bow, and I think I'll call it around here. If you end up watching it, I hope you find it entertaining, and bye.